This is my video for homework 7, question 7. Here, this is the expression for zt, where theta is uniformly distributed in 0 to 2 pi. And n1 and n2 are two WSS's. n1t and n2t and theta are all independent. To start with, we have to find the expectation for z here. We know that for WSS processes, its expectation is constant, and the R depends solely on T1 minus T2, as in the tau. We know that N1 and N2 are WSS, and therefore the expectation for N1 and N2, I notate them as eta1 and eta2, are constants. To find the expectation for z, we write it out like this. And because the expectation is linear, we can break them down to these combinations of different expectations. We already know that n1 and n2 have their own expectations as eta1 and eta2. As for the expectation for this part, we have to calculate the integral, and that is this. And similarly, this integral. We already know that the integral of cosine and sine over one period is 0. Therefore, the overall expectation for z is 0, which is a constant. And for the b part, we have to find the rz, and we have to tell whether the z is in WSS. The r, by definition, is the expectation of zt1 and zt2, and we break them up like into form this, and we organize into 4 different expectations, and then we can break them down. You know, the expectation for this and this can be combined into r in 1. And now we have to calculate the expectation for this. And similarly, this and this into eta1, eta2. And then these are all similar. And now for the rest of the part, we calculate this expectation. We can use one of the formulas to reform it into this form. This integral plus cosine omega c times tau. And then we do similar operations to the rest of the expressions. And finally, we can get that this whole bunch of expressions equals 1/2 times Rn1 tau plus Rn2 tau times cosine omega c tau. And this happens to be expression of Rz, and this can be written as Rz tau. We notice that Rz tau is solely dependent on tau itself, which is T1 minus T2. And that means that combined with problem A, that it's the expectation of z is 0, which is a constant. We know that zt is WSS. And question C asks us to find RZ0 if zt is WSS. We can find easily. Put the tau in. We know that it is 1/2 expectation of n1 squared plus expectation of n2 squared.